What is going on, family? I am very excited to get into part 2 of our journey with Kiki Rockwell. So far, we have checked out Same Old Energy, and apparently this is part 2 of that series with Burn Your Village. I really liked the overall energy and feeling and message behind the first song, and I like the idea of kind of continuing with that same kind of messaging and seeing where they go with like this version of it and seeing how they continue to tell the story. So I'm really excited to check this out. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
I could burn your motherfucking village to the ground. I do not roll over like a motherfucking hound.
Oh boy, my God, man, I wasn't prepared for this already. I'm about to go back because like, she's changing up the tempo on me. Where like I'm like I love it when people play with my emotions this way. Where it's like you're giving me a starting line, and I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I've heard this song before. I've heard this vibe. I know where it's going, and then you switch it up on me, where you're a little faster than the tempo that you should be at. Oh my God, I love the energy right there already, because it's already you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like you're already pushing against what like our brains told us was going to happen. That's fire. The video concept I feel like is already kind of setting the mood and setting the tone for this. Like the instrumentation in the beginning to kind of get into that beat drop, super sick. And like again, like all the visual of the video is really kind of painting that picture and kind of setting that mood. Again, I feel like I'm watching a movie. I'm kind of getting taken back in time and kind of like seeing like a snapshot of like what's happening here.
I do not roll over like a motherfucking hound. I could crack your skull between these motherfucking thighs. I could turn your lineage with one look from these eyes. I could name the date in which they'll put you in the ground. You're the one who said it's just as what you drown. Touch me again and I'll cut off your head. There are some things you'll never understand. You do not dance every day with the fear of living in headlights, the hunt and the deer. I could tell your mother about that night you held my dream. What I wouldn't give to empty you into my sink. You can think you own me cause you pay to see my loins, but I'm the one who's naked with a pocket full of coins. You can slay the dragon like a motherfucking man, but give me 3 days, you'll both be eaten from my hand. Mother, sister, slut, I am the divine goddess of the sun. Nurse, sinner, virgin, bitch, I am the vengeful daughter of the witch.
Oh my God, man. I don't know how to feel about this one, man. I don't know how to feel about this one. Like, it's got. I'm not saying that in a bad thing. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's really not. I feel like there's a lot of energy coming in my direction that I'm not picking it all up. I kind of felt like this one when we were listening to Aurora earlier tonight, where I was like, I'm loving everything that I'm hearing and I'm feeling and I'm seeing, but I'm gonna have to run through this one again to really kind of pick up on really all of the nuances that we're getting given here. Where like, you know, she's dropping like so many different like a great lyrical content in here, but like I'm getting distracted by the visuals too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on, and where I'm like, I'm gonna have to run through this in my mind again to really kind of like just deep dive and connect with it that much more. But I like what is happening here, and the fact of like this is kind of like again continuing that story of like kind of painting this picture of like the idea of like like burning the witches at the stake, if you will. You know what I mean? Like that the women are the witches when they act out of pocket, if you will, and when they're not doing exactly what you need them to do. Like with this idea of like kind of like this elder within the village and all that, and she's kind of like pushing back on that elder, where it's the same kind of energy from that first one, from like that same old energy video. Again, just kind of like this the second part of that story where this is just like it's like a little twofer. It's like it's both of these need to go together, and I like the fact that it's connected this way, even though they were built and made in two different parts and times. I feel like it connects super super sickly. Yeah, I said super sickly. Yeah, it's. But yeah, I feel like there's so much going on here. I feel like I'm missing some lyrics, and like I don't want to just like start it over, but I just want to just point it out there that I'm like, don't kill me if I missed a lot of the nuance of this, because I'm like I'm enjoying it, I'm feeling it, but I'm gonna probably have to run through again and probably do some reading on this one again, because when I like something like this, I really want to connect and understand it that much more. So I'm gonna have to lean on you ladies for sure to tell me a lot of the backstory of this song specifically, of kind of what it means to you, and how you guys were able to connect with it as well. Because I'm feeling it, I'm all about it. I love it. I love any kind of like this powerful feminine energy of pushing back on male stereotypes, especially when you start talking about stuff like this, man. Like the idea of like the witch burnings in Salem, like, you know, all that kinds of different stuff, man, is like always been really fascinating to me. I feel like it's always been a very misunderstood group of people. Everybody always paints things that they don't understand as bad and satanic, and that is not the case. Somebody mentioned about how when I was getting to the first one that, oh, they're getting me into witch pop. I don't even like the idea of calling it witch pop. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of tying into that stereotype of like witches are bad, witches are terrible, witches are a bad thing. That I'm down with all that stuff. Where I get lost on a lot of that stuff is when you borrow but don't live by. Does that make sense? Where like, you know, where you're kind of using gimmicks and you're using imagery and certain things like that. And I'm not going to call the band name out, but some people have asked me to react to them. That is what I feel like when you're kind of like not really you're taking an idea of something and kind of like using it to capitalize on. And I don't fuck with that. I don't. I like, if this is witch pop, I like what this is.
There are some things you'll never understand. You do not dance every day with the fear of living in headlights, the hunted, the deer. Mother, sister, slut. I am the divine goddess of the slut. Nurse, sinner, virgin, bitch. I am the vengeful daughter of the witch. Mother, sister, slut. I am the divine goddess of the slut. Nurse, sinner, virgin, bitch. I am the vengeful daughter of the witch. Touch me again and I'll cut off your head. There are some things you'll never understand. You do not dance every day with the fear of living in headlights, the hunted, the deer.
Oh my god, that shot with the fire right there at the end with that chair falling is, that shit's hard, man. That is hard. I really like the energy and the overall like messaging behind this song. Like I like the the way that they just really did the music video with this, I feel like was like really like perfect for me. I feel like they did the same thing with the first one, where the video really kind of like ties really well with the messaging of the song. Where I think like the way everybody is dressed, like the way that they filmed, like the slow motion, like the shots of them like all doing like the thing when they're kind of like falling back. It's just everything was just really moving, and everything I got with the idea of like the witch pop, if you will, like you know what I mean, like all the kind of like Wicca energy and stuff like that, kind of seeing in this video, I think translates really well to the overall messaging again of the song. If you're going to kind of tie some of the concepts a little bit together, and I don't even want to say that it's really even the idea, the messaging behind the song either, because I don't typically like religious music. And I don't consider this to be religious. It doesn't really coming across that way. It's giving off all that same feminine energy of like a lot of stuff that we talk about across the channel when she's kind of making those things about like mother, daughter, sister, slut, whore, all the different things that she was saying or whatever. Like all the different things that women are basically labeled as. You know what I mean? Where they're not just people. They're not just women. They are one of X things to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, that is kind of the difference. You know what I mean? Is like, it's hard to understand as a guy that the way we go about life and the way we are treated and the way that we just perceive things in life are a lot different than the way that our female companions do. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do they keep making songs talking about all the stereotypes of what women have to be in life? You know what I mean? Like, they can't just be a doctor. They just can't be a person. They have to be a wife or a slut or my wife, my girlfriend, my whatever. She's my cook. You know what I mean? Like, those things. That is the difference, right? Women don't look at us like that. They don't give us those, oh, they're just my spider killer. There's people out there that do. You know what I mean? But that's not right either. That's the whole idea of playing fire with fire, right? So it is what it is. Oh my God, somebody's in here. Oh my God, Freeze the Falls in here.